Hello.
Hey guys.
Welcome again to Spotlight on Home.
So happy you're here again.
Yeah.
Wow, so fun. Okay.
And the season is coming,
Here it
whether you
is.
like it or not.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, so this is our first Sunday in December.
This is our
right?
first Sunday in December. Yeah.
So we thought we'd just share some Christmas traditions we do with our family that we've done we've evolved, I guess, over the course of our 21 years of marriage.
Yeah, right.
But
And quite a few years of dating. We've had a lot of discussions. A real tree, fake tree. That was
Eve.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Our family's and we're simple because, we're just Christians and we're celebrating the same holiday at least.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some families that don't celebrate it or celebrate something else.
And even simpler because like he has no family.
Yes, I'm
His mom and dad. Yeah, like so his mom and dad were both only children, and then
I'm an only adopted child.
Right. So like he has no aunts or uncles or cousins or brothers or sisters or nieces or nephews, and his mom and dad passed away. So he like has no family. So
I'm an orphan.
So for us, it's easy to plan the holidays. I think a lot of stress comes for a lot of families. Like, oh, I have to see these people on this day, then we have to celebrate with them, and you kind of feel used up.
There's no pull. There's no pull on my side dragging us. Like, well, if I don't go.
Yeah, even Thanksgiving, like we just host it, and that's it. Like, so we really kind of luck out, I guess, in those sense.
In some ways, yeah, sure. It has simplified it,
yeah,
for sure.
Right. That's kind of what I mean.
And for those that struggle through that, it is a lucky draw that you don't have to deal with, some of the interpersonal stuff that is good because these people love you.
Yeah.
But there's like, well, why couldn't you come? And then you're sharing, well, it's the odd year. Did we go to Aunt Sally's?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of drama sometimes.
Well, I had a kid this year and I'm not tired. Well, you weren't there last year. None of that. I had that experience too, with the passings of my parents. The upside was there's no decisions that I have to worry about somebody else. The only downside was I had to make all the decisions, So it's it has its moment and it has its tough side.
But when we dated before everybody died on you, like we would go to your house on Christmas Eve.
My family, old Irish Catholic style. Actually, we'll discuss about. We're here right now. We got so much to tell you about. So. We have so much to tell you about all month. And of course, we're just as busy as you are, so it's kind of complicated. So we wanted to start off simple stuff we like to do, or little roads that we had to go down to decide how are we going to do it. My parents, I think we put our tree up like only about a week before. This is about traditions. A week or so before Christmas, but it stayed up until almost February.
Right.
We had little Christmas celebration in January, and then when it was finally, I joke like the birds and the blooms were starting, but no, I mean it was
right,
late January.
Real tree or fake tree?
Always a fake tree.
See, fake
Always.
tree. So you could do that.
Yeah, right.
A real tree is a fire hazard by February.
Right. It's orange. It's orange by then. Everyone gave up on watering it. Right. So it wasn't a problem. We could leave it up all year if we were those people, but we chose to not be those people. So dating, I'm like, real tree. And she's like, pfft.
No, I was real tree.
I'm sorry. I completely misspoke. See, she brainwashed me so hard. No, I'm sorry. A fake tree. She's real tree. And I'm like, you're ridiculous. No.
Yeah.
We have a fake tree. Just saying.
He won. The reason
there's practical reasons.
Well,
for
we started out with the real tree. I think the first 2 or 3 years of our marriage.
Well, the first year because my parents had my mother had died right at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Somebody gave us a tree, set it up.
They set it up.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law still one of the fondest memories, nicest things that anyone ever really did for me.
Yeah. Because I don't know if they know the backstory. So like when we got married, his mom had surgery the day after we got home from our honeymoon, and then she died during the surgery.
Right.
So we literally got off the plane, went to the hospital to see her and kind of say hi. We're home from our honeymoon. We'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing. And then she died that day.
Yeah.
So it was really
11th.
sad. That was December 11th, and then so just it felt like ridiculously long amount of time to bury her. Well, she died out of state, so then it was like it took like extra time to get her body
right
over state lines, and then to have her
the old, very traditional Catholic burial. I mean, we double viewing days, and we had to wait some time to get some people out.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, and
it was a lot.
All at the holidays. I think the dust didn't settle till just about Christmas Day.
Yeah,
it took,
I remember
it took
crying.
2 full weeks. Yeah,
like, it's this our first Christmas married.
It was kind of ruined.
It was so pathetic, and so my sister was like, "Let's get them a tree." And so they had keys to our house, and while we were helping his dad, learn how to read a bill and learn how to do laundry and teach him, how to live.
He was well taken care of,
wife.
like I was.
Yeah, that it was kind of like they just said, we'll go set up the tree. So when we finally got back to our house that we slept in one night as a married couple, it was wow, this is so sweet. So it was really really sweet. But
that was a real tree.
That was a real tree.
That was a long way, so that was a real tree.
Yeah, so that was a real tree. And then a couple years after that, we still did a real tree. I even ordered one off of LL Bean one year. You were working a lot.
Real aristocrats we were.
I'm going to order my tree. And it was beautiful.
It was a perfect tree.
And so we never did that again. That was expensive. And then we did then we had 3 babies in December, like over the course of years, and then 3 babies in March. So I was in my 3rd trimester for 6 kids. And so and the one that was born in May, I was like in my 1st trimester for. So like laying on the ground. Yes, so 7 out of 8 kids I was pregnant for at Christmas time, and like laying on the ground trying to water. The other kids were too little. It was like, I can't keep the tree alive. So
it was a hazard.
Swapped, and then actually I think,
I laugh.
too, to save money, I think we switched too.
We did buy one extremely expensive fake tree that had the lights on it already. It was a very bad deal. It was like Sky Mall prices. It was insane. But we were doing all right. Yeah, big lesson learned. I will not even embarrass myself to say how much that one cost. Yeah. But we've had now this fake tree.
I think we got it in Sears on like clearance. Or something. I don't know. It was $70.
When we moved here,
I think we got it.
Did we bring it from the other house?
I think so. I want to say,
so we're pushing 10 years.
At least.
We're pushing 10 years. I think it was like $99.
Oh, I think it's, because that one we bought that was so expensive only lasted like 2 or 3 Christmases, and that was it.
Yeah, the lights.
And then we bought that one, so it has to be like
just 13. Before the LED lights became a thing. It was the old lights, and when one went out, they all went out.
Yeah, they all went out.
Yeah,
it's like, well.
that was brutal.
So anyway, so we do a fake tree, but I don't know.
If you're starting your marriage, and you haven't ironed this out, iron this out because, and you'll evolve. I laugh because I had friends that always had had real trees, and when we had our first one, I'm like, these needles are everywhere. Yeah. And then we had a very, very old house, and there was a lot of crevices, and you could vacuum over the crevice, but it didn't go inside in between, and I'm like, there's needles here. It's June. July. I'm like, and setting up the next tree. I'm like, there's needles here from last year. Do you remember the year my parents got a tree and it was like so dead? I do. They got a tree, they set it up, and it was so dead that we were sitting on it. We were laughing. Dating. They were not happy. But it was so funny to us because like as you walked by, you'd hear. Yeah, you hear the tinkle. It almost sounded of the fake tree. It sounded cute, kind of, but the needles were falling off. We were laughing so hard. I took my foot. Yeah. And you'd hear the tree. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why do you people do this? I know. And so anyway, we had to undecorate the tree and return it. It was dead the day we got it. Like the needles were falling off in massive quantity. Mm-hmm. So we got a different tree from the same place. But it was crazy. Yeah. So anyway, we do fake tree and we set it up the day after Thanksgiving. That's where I was sort of heading. My family, we did it the week or so before. And my mom did it Christmas Eve. They're German. That's real European because I used to ask my mother to set it up sooner, and as I got older, she'd set it up sooner and sooner. And she's like, back in Ireland, we do it on Christmas Eve. If you listen to the songs, it's Christmas Eve, and they're just setting the tree up. Yeah. I'm like, well, that's just ridiculous, I don't know. I feel like you missed the whole season. Like after they had their season after. Yeah, sure. Yeah. For me, I like. The harvest was done. We're not being legalistic. There is no right or wrong way or right time. We're just sharing fake
with you
tree,
what
obviously.
We do,
that's
guys.
The only way.
Like, Like do what works for you. But we do it the day. I like the harvest, the fall, the November burnt amber colors, and so I like that at Thanksgiving time. And then the day after, it's become our family tradition, and all the kids know. Like we got married the day after Thanksgiving,
right?
So even though the date changes every year, that's kind of when we celebrate. Like when we celebrate our anniversary, and it just also happens.
Funny
to be
story.
We
our anniversary revolves around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's the 24th, and sometimes Thanksgiving's the 26th. Sometimes it's the 22nd, whatever it is. Yeah. So sometimes it'll be a day after. Sometimes it'll be 2 days before. This year it was 2 days before.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I think the day before.
The day before. Anyway,
yeah, because my parents are the day after us.
So in 2000, it was the day after Thanksgiving, and they weren't going to decorate the hotel and the restaurant until Monday.
I thought Saturday.
Or Saturday. And we convinced them to do it, which I guess they had to probably do it Wednesday. Maybe. Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, maybe.
We were those people.
Kind.
They were very, very kind. And they did the whole place for Christmas. So we kind of we stole a Christmas wedding.
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving.
So that's when my holidays.
Sure,
that's like when my brain can shift gears, and then I'll play Christmas music, because I used to play Christmas music starting on Labor Day.
September 1st, your father would put the Christmas music on.
Right, and so by the time Christmas came, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sick of these songs, right? Yeah. So now
that was before Mariah Carey.
Oh, I don't even listen to that. I listen to, like, I don't know.
Well, the classic stuff.
Bing Crosby on Pandora is like my favorite channel. Although after a while, it's like the same 10 songs.
Right.
So I got Sirius has a good one that I listen to, Holiday Classics or something like that. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So we set the tree up the day after Thanksgiving, and with a toddler, it pretty much looks terrible by that day, that weekend. And a puppy. So between the puppy and the toddler, there's
the puppy did more damage than I anticipated.
It's an ornament Armageddon down there.
Forget your memories. Don't put all we learned very early on. If we really cherish, some of these things, maybe the kids made them. Maybe something we've been getting sort of a commemorative. When we were dating.
If we go on vacation, we try to get an ornament. Because Christmas is my jam. Like, it's my favorite time of year. Right? I love the burr. September, October, November, December. But it's like culminated in December. I kind of feel like I like Thanksgiving better. But I do love the anticipation of the Lord's birth. And I find as I get older, moving closer to the Lord, but also having children and trying to make it a home and cultivating a wonderful time of year and memories for them too. Right. So it's a little bit. Christmas kind of gets taxed with a lot of the social burden. Yeah. So it did steal away. Unless you stay like really, really hardcore in the Word, Christmas can get away from you, and that's unfortunate because it really is one of the high days in the calendar. Easter obviously being really the more important, but. Christmas kind of gets all the flash and the attention, the bling, so and the obligations, and we have 8 kids. So no one invites us anywhere. So
I have a funny story about that, but I'll share it another time.
I shouldn't say that though. There's a few people that are
because they have 8 kids or 10 kids or whatever it is. Yeah. But this one has a play. That one has a musical thing, and the obligations you can start drowning or feeling like you are, and it's all good things.
It is.
It is all good things, and that's why having good, strong traditions can kind of like recenter you, focus back, and kind of give you that confidence. This is what we do because this is who we are, and it goes all the way back to the mission statement stuff we were talking about. Do the things you do, follow with that mission statement. Maybe. Can a tradition? I mean, that might be hard. Maybe it's something the family always did. You know what? I can't do this. I can't do this right now. It's too much.
Cutting back. Actually, that's one thing we did. We did can sending out Christmas cards. I love them. I have nothing against them. I love getting them. Yep. But I just felt like it was another burden on me. And it's like, what could come off my plate that's not going to... So I don't feel like this overwhelming. And it's like, what? Christmas cards are going to go. And that was, I don't know, probably
it's a while
12 or 15 years ago. And I never went back to it.
To be honest,
I do love getting
we're
them,
very traditional people. And it's a very traditional thing to to do Christmas cards. And
I love it. It's so
the
fun.
older people in our family, I think it kind of come off as an insult.
Maybe.
But, you know, if you have a...
Yeah, maybe. It didn't keep me up at night. Let's just say that. Like, it was like, they're going to have to get over it.
The crying and the screaming kept you up at night.
Yeah, well, the kids kept me up at night.
Yeah, so,
not,
you know, instead of being a raving lunatic or complaining about the price, if you got 300 people on a Christmas card list, it's expensive now. I mean, if you buy the bulk cards.
That actually, I think, was what kind of pushed me over. I was trying to do a budget, and I'm like, you know,
this
was a win-win.
This was going to be $350 just to on top of you know, probably 4 or 5 kids.
Plus we also have, like, besides buying presents for 8 kids, which we really don't have a very big budget for anyway. We've tried to pare back Christmas, so it's not just about gifts anyway. Right. Like, it's we give gifts because Jesus is the greatest gift, right? But we do give them gifts, but we try to pare it back so it's not the focus, the only focus. But we also have 3 kids' birthdays in December as well. So there was just a lot
as
going
well
on.
As the and just
and
the week before
concerts and Christmas plays.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving and the anniversary. It really starts in November.
Everything.
Thanksgiving, anniversary, and then the next weekend is a birthday, and then the plays start and the concerts start, and then another birthday, and then Christmas Eve. Well, my family were Evers. And they were dayers. Yeah,
we were Christmas Day. He was Christmas, which worked out perfect because we'd go to his house.
For us, it worked out great.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was so much
we got
fun.
to celebrate Christmas basically I'd almost say 2.5 times because we'd go to your house, then we'd go to the extended family and have another.
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't believe it the first couple of times.
Yeah.
Like, look at all this stuff.
It's so much fun though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Remember when we used to get gifts?
I remember we used to give them to each other.
That was so fun.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're kind of like just talking away.
Yeah, this is talking, but this is you getting to know us.
Yeah.
And tell us about yours. Email us or whatever,
we'd love to hear
and
about
we'll if it's fun, we'll mention it. Maybe we'll adapt it.
Yeah.
You know.
But we have one. I feel like it's like an epic kind of umbrella tradition that kind of.
Well, it consumes the whole season.
The whole month. But here's the thing: we have stockings for the kids. Granted, the younger 2 don't have names on their stockings yet, but we'll get there. You know, we're a work in progress. So rather, like, we kind of said, and I'll let you give your backstory, but, you know, we were like, you know, by the time Christmas Day comes and then they open their gifts, but then, like, they have these stockings and it just kind of seems to get lost in the flood of presents. What if we really didn't do much as far as stockings go? And again, this is not legalism or any sort of moralization. It was just kind of like what could work for us and make the month fun and kind of have stuff all month to look forward to, not just one day. Like the Jews may be onto something with these 8 days, right? Whatever. So we have this tree, and then I'll hand it over to you, Chris.
Okay. Oh, over to me.
And you
this just in. Okay, so my mother and some friends of hers, they were the what's that thing you girls all use? They were the Pinterest in the 70s.
So it was like probably from Women's Day.
Yeah, you know, Better Homes, Family Circle, and Better Homes and Gardens.
She probably
or something.
read an article.
They were quilters, they were crocheters and all that stuff.
Had
they had lovely ideas between her and her friends, and
Martha Stewart.
Instead of posting it on boards, they'd go to this one little meeting house and they would share and swap and do all the cool things and share articles. I don't actually know where this came from. And I was already a little older. I was probably 9, 10. It didn't start as I know you weren't there. Well, you know more of my story sometimes than I do. Anyway, it wasn't there as a toddler. It just sort of showed up one day. My mother goes, "Oh, look, you know." And this was simple. Ours was much more elaborate. This was it was a simple Advent calendar.
Oh, we'll take a picture of ours and
we'll take a
hang
picture.
it up.
Yeah,
we'll put it on
post it up. This was just like a cardboard. I mean, she might have got it at the drugstore. Yeah. You know.
Oh yeah, maybe she saw it.
And had a little window, the little windows, and on the first you'd open it, and there'd be a verse inside or whatever. But around it, she had little strips of paper folded in half, and there was 24 of them stapled around the outside. And she's like, "Oh, all right, open the first one, and then pick a piece of paper off." And it had, like stay up a half hour later. It was like some sort of a treat.
Like a little treat.
And then we had this little pot on the stove, next to the stove, and I'd put the used ones in there or whatever. And then she would do my homework.
That was a note?
That was one of the notes.
What?
That was one of the notes.
Really? I'll do your homework?
Yeah. Well, someone had to.
Oh, Mary Lou.
Yeah.
What?
She was the best.
I'll do your homework.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, it wasn't my pride, for the telling of the story, but... You didn't know that, Dad? You not know that?
I did not know she did your homework.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I knew she did your homework, but...
It was a treat.
But I didn't know...
Yeah.
I didn't know she...
That was on there.
Made it a note.
Yeah. I could stay up 15 minutes or a half hour later.
So here's the thing. His mom was really awesome. She was like... She died. I really never really had a mother-in-law because she died right after we got married. But she was awesome. But... back in the day, he used to smoke cigarettes, and she used to buy them for. Like, was that one of the notes? Like,
no.
I can't
But that would have been a good one. That would have saved me some. But no, anyway. Neat little things. A little trip here, a little item there, and then this was kind of neat. So there's a paper bag, a grocery paper bag, rolled up at the top, sitting on the floor under where this calendar was hung. It was hung my height. And the bag is sitting there, and every, so often there'd be a little one, you'd pluck it off. It would say, pick a gift. Mm-hmm. And I got to open the bag and reach in. I couldn't see. And I'd pull something out. Maybe it was a pinky ball, a bouncy ball, or some little plastic toy. There was also a really incredible thing. That bag stayed there. It didn't get put away.
Well, yeah.
I had to fight temptation. I mean, I snuck up to it and tried to unroll it and peek.
Could you imagine if we tried that here?
The bag would be ripped and
because
destroyed.
Here's the thing. Now we have a system, and I'll talk about it in just a second. But my kids will swap the notes around.
It happened today.
We'll
explain
they'll
how
make
it
notes
goes.
they want, and then put them in the little things, and be like, "Oh, see Dad for a treat." That happened this morning, and I was like, "That is not what the note."
I was walking by with something that says "See Dad for a treat." I'm like, "Why did she write that today? I'm completely unprepared."
And
we're not prepared.
You, right?
Yeah, not tell me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start
just
handing out dollar bills, And I'm like, what?
I know.
And I'm like, does it say that? She's like, what does it say? It says "See Dad for a treat." She's like, I didn't write that.
Liars.
So someone either took one from another pocket,
and
swapped it.
They did.
I was not like that,
No, I know.
But I did try to sneak into that bag, and there was a lot of excitement about that. I mean, it's a memory I'll never forget. It was so simple. Mm-hmm. And, you had your verses,
it was sweet,
and you had your stuff.
And you had something to look forward to. Would you do it in the morning, or would you do it after school?
In the morning, I guess. I don't remember. Probably in the morning. Mm. That's funny. I don't remember that part.
Yeah. So fast forward to the 20,000 year, right? Katie gets a Pottery Barn catalog, and I see in it... it's like a felt Christmas tree with these pockets and Advent, and I'm like, hey, what if we do what your mom did? And it has our name, the Corbetts, on the bottom, and it's personalized, and then there's 24 little felt pockets, and then in each one it's like big enough literally for either a treat or a note. So I put a note in. If we were sane
and we only had one or two kids, you could put a couple of candy canes.
Yeah, sure. And they take your treat. But so some anyway, Hershey we Kisses. Write notes. And some of the notes, so we wrote down, so for example, today's note, even though the little liars tried to tell us to see Dad for a treat, which is so bad, but at the same time, I'm kind of proud how clever they were. I'm like, way to go. Yeah. But so anyway, it was do something nice for your Secret Santa. So December 1st happens to be one of our daughter's birthdays. So that day, the note is always, that we'll celebrate Mary's birthday and pick your Secret Santa. So now we have the kids. That's something that they do, and we make them pay for it. So they have to save up their allowance. Mm-hmm. They have to consider the other person, and then we make opportunities throughout the month for them to do something kind for their brother or sister, whoever their Secret Santa is. So they pick Secret Santas. They pick two.
We want to make sure that there's not just a one-way rain.
Make them think.
It doesn't make it rain of gifts, and it's about me. Oh, your gift today is your ability to do something for somebody else. Right.
And so actually the note was, and they probably read it and didn't like it, and that's why they swapped it out for Sit Down for a Treat. But the note today was, do something nice for your Secret Santa. Right. So one of the kids took garbage, did his chore for his brother. Another one fed the chickens instead of his other brother.
The other
one
brought in wood for the other one.
Yeah. So but it forces them to kind of think of somebody else and what they would like and have to do it. So that was kind of the whole point. But then, when they were younger, it was I feel like it was easier to do this when they were all young, because the note could be like, let's go to the library and pick out a DVD, and now like it's just gotten harder to do stuff like that because
everybody wants iPads.
So
I know.
So okay, so like tonight, actually Friday, the note is gonna say let's go see a live nativity, because that's coming up. So we try to put in there more experiences during this time of year, or acts of service, and then every once in a while throw a treat in there. And now sometimes the treats could be like, actually he's going to get a big thing from Costco or from BJ's of M&Ms. And then I have these little tiny miniature muffin wrappers, and I'm going to put a little bit of M&Ms. So it's like, see mom for a treat, and they'll get a little cup of M&Ms, like a little tiny muffin cup of M&Ms. And like, that's the treat. Like, so nothing expensive, elaborate. But every day it's kind of like, oh, I wonder what the note is going to be. So for them,
to be honest, in the beginning, we overdid it.
Probably.
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
we overdid it.
For the girls, like sometimes we'll get face masks, and we'll get like little Matchbox cars for the boys
at Alta,
and stuff like that.
Alta,
or fidget spinners,
Yeah, we had fidget spinners.
But it's instead of stockings, this is what we do.
Right.
That's kind of
sort
what
of
I'm
stocking
trying to
all
say
season.
too.
Right.
They have a month of like, maybe they'll get chapstick, or they'll get
because somebody goes, "There's nothing in my stocking." I'm like, "You've been getting stuff every day. Stop."
Yeah. So we don't. We actually don't. But really, just because I've run out of energy and money, so we don't really do stockings. But they kind of do it all year, all month long anyway. So they're not missing anything.
And it's access service.
And it's fun for them. So it could, like, so we wrote down some of the stuff. Like, again, we said, like, do something nice for your Secret Santa. Friday, we made salt dough. I can't say it. Salt dough ornaments. My jersey's coming out. I can't say that. All those T's in there.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see what else. Oh, one of the ones they love too. Like, I don't tell them when we're going to start taking our Christmas break. I just let them.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I just let them wonder if it's going to go down. Like when's our last day?
Well, because Christmas moves.
Yeah.
So and the holidays are all
like
fluctuating.
One of our kids is born a few days before Christmas, so. They're always wondering, like, when's our break start? And basically, I kind of base it off of when we started school in August, and then kind of count the amount of weeks and try to work it out that way for how long we could take a Christmas break. So I know in August
and it's like
when
a
our
freebie.
break is going to start. But yeah, it's like,
it's a freebie.
So they pick the note by like 8:30 in the morning. And so the day we start Christmas vacation, that's what the note is like. Begin Christmas break,
it's a big week.
And they're like, wow, this is so
big
fun.
Celebration. It didn't cost you anything. You were going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but it's like fun for them and to know like Christmas vacation start. But also, it's some of the stuff we do is like we're going to Quiet Valley, which is like it's a historic farm, and they have like a German Christmas market, and they have like all different like Christmas traditions there. So like that would be a note, or like one of the notes could be like, read the gingerbread man and then make gingerbread cookies. That's something that they enjoy.
Or you get those gingerbread kits.
Mm-hmm. Make the gingerbread houses.
Or if you're like a real hero and you make it yourself, but they do make it.
I have done that.
I know.
Me and a couple of moms.
That was fun.
Like maybe 10 years ago, we got together. The kids were occupied, and we baked our own gingerbread. And I have the cookie cutters for the houses, and we baked our own gingerbread houses. Like we made the walls and the ceilings and the roofs and all that. And then the next day, all our families got together and we had a gingerbread house making.
And the men took over making shingles and
it was a lot of fun. It was fun. It's such a sweet memory. We never did it again. It was a lot of work, but it was fun.
It was a lot of work.
We made a memory.
Yeah.
So anyway, like, so sometimes the notes would just be like, friends are coming over and we're gonna decorate Christmas cookies, or today is do something nice for your Secret Santa, or
a lot of them can be something you're already going to do, they just don't know about.
Yeah, right. Well, that's kind of it. Like Sunday, you
come off like a hero.
Well, what I do too is like, so for whatever reason, Pennsylvania is like huge with Christmas time. Like there's a lot of Christmas activities, a lot of drive-through light stuff. And so what I would just say to do is like go online or just look around like local events and see like, oh, what's maybe a free activity to do. And then we make that the note. So it's like, let's drive around and go look at the Christmas lights, or let's go to the...
when they were little, that was a very easy win. And
Yeah,
actually,
and
we
they
asked
loved it.
our oldest son, what's your favorite one? And just the other day, he said driving around and looking at Christmas lights.
Yeah, which is such a sweet thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, because actually...
And he's
now,
not like a little boy, you know.
No, and you know, now that they I think it's probably, if we asked any of them, it's probably like their favorite thing about Christmas, because it's not just the one day and it's all at once. It's kind of like anticipation spread out through the whole month. And it's fun. Like, it's just fun and lighthearted. Like, it doesn't have to be a burden, although sometimes it does feel like a bit of a burden. But I found like if I can kind of get it out of my head and onto paper in the beginning of the month. Like, so what I'll do is like write out 24 days, because obviously the 25th day is like, Merry Christmas, open your presents, right? So,
Yeah,
and
please
then actually
stop
like,
asking for
yeah,
stuff.
and the 24th is like, because Chris is usually working, and there, you know, the anticipation, of course, if you're a mom, you get this, like the anticipation and excitement of Christmas is like
Almost unbearable.
the house is ringing, you know? So it's like, okay, you guys can swap your Secret Santa gifts. And then for them, it's so much fun because like, I thought you got me. And the, you know, like the big reveal is like, who had me? Oh, I didn't know it was you. So it's kind of cute. Like, they're even now strategizing to figure out like who got who, and well, who took out the garbage for me, Mom? Like, who was it? You know, that kind of stuff. And so for them, it's really cute to do stuff like that, you know, and that's what we do. So anyway, I write down like 24, 25 days, and then I look ahead at the calendar and say, okay, like what things do I know that are absolutely coming up? Like, you know, go see your brothers and sisters in their Christmas concert. Go last night.
That was yesterday's play.
Well, yesterday our co-op put on the play A Christmas Carol. So the note for yesterday was go see your friends in A Christmas Carol. And they were excited to do that. Like, that was like, oh, cool. Yeah, let's go. Because it was over the course of 2 days and they weren't sure like when that was going to happen. So, you know, so anyway, I'll write those down and then I'll fill in like, okay, my standard, all right, we'll read Gingerbread Man this day. Maybe we'll have family game night this night. You know, we'll do this. And then I can say, okay, you know what? So these 5 times is see dad for a treat or see mom for a treat or whatever, you know, and then go on from there. So that's kind of like how I planned it out. And then it doesn't have to be a burden, but it's kind of like for them, every day is some new adventure.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Next week, I thought we could talk about Christmas school. A lot of my girlfriends, especially ones that have gone before me and have done this, they usually take a break in December and they have Christmas school, and they make school all Christmas themed activities. So I thought next week would be really fun to go over that with you. So we'll be recording that and putting that out there for you. So be on the lookout for that one. If you're new here, did you have anything else to add?
No, I think we're good. All I'll add is if you guys have anything that we want to build a little rapport with our audience. If you have anything that, even if it's simple, email us. I know we don't really have a lot of, I think we're on Gab.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We're on Insta.
Oh yeah, we're on Facebook. Message us or post it or whatever. I haven't. I'm back to work now, so I haven't been like as close to some of those. So
praise God for that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let us know what you do. Like I said, maybe we'll adapt it, or maybe somebody else will say, "Hey,
we'd love that.
That's a cool idea." And you learned it from.
And we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So that'd be fun.
But if you're new here, and you could head over to Spotlight on Home, you can sign up for our mailing list. We always give out tips and tricks and just kind of like how to make your homeschool life manageable and avoiding overwhelm. And you can sign up too for like, if you're new to even homeschooling and you want to get the 10 tips to start homeschooling now, you can just head over to Spotlight on Home, and right on that main page, it'll give you our most recent podcast. It'll give you our most recent, the opt-in that you can sign up for, like the PDF. We're over there. You can sign up our wait list.
So far, we're on Spotify and the regular Apple Podcasts. We put it on YouTube, and you can catch this also on our website directly at www.spotlightonhome.com under podcasts.
But we're privileged to have you guys here.
Yeah, we're happy.
This is a fun thing for us. So thanks
we're having a good time making these videos.
Yeah.
we sit down and we're talking and
it's
strategizing
kind of
together.
It's
like a date. Yeah,
we get to talk to other adults
Right.
and actually spend some time together.
So
It's
good.
pretty fun.
It's been good. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks,
we
guys.
appreciate
Thanks
you.
for the
Thank
privilege.
You. All right.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.